Hello, this is the first episode of Gemini Talks Road to Me, a digital diary by myself, meaning by me, and also kind of by myself. I am going to put the timer on to let myself know for how long I am going to do this, because we're not trying to stay here all night because it's almost 3. Oh, it is 3:03 a.m. So, timer is set. It is August 4th, a Sunday, 3 in the morning. And I'm going to play a game as I talk. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep the other videos that I had on this channel. I'm thinking of changing where I want the channel to even be at. Oh wow, this is all new. I had originally had the thought, was this a year ago? I think I started in 2023, January, right? When I started to try doing something that was a bit more for myself, a place where I could just talk. I do not own a diary, but I'll get to reasons why of that. I'm still trying to do a better part of me. I'm still trying to have the better part of you remember everything I'm trying to go back to, because a lot of things have happened. Ooh. See? A lot of things happen, and I tend to forget what I need to say. So introductions first. Gemini, this is Gemini Talks. When I'm a bit more comfortable, because I'm so tired that I don't even think I'm nervous. I'm just tired. So I'll do like first name basis. But right now, let's call me Gemini. My birthday just passed in June. I'm in my early 30s. Despite how people think I'm a whole lot younger than that. I am a pre-K assistant teacher. I used to be lead. I've done every age group within childcare. Even pre-K, I totally forgot I used to help out in pre-K when they didn't have a, hopefully you can hear me, when they didn't have a teacher. I'm going to play up the volume real quick. Okay. I was after school teacher going into summer camp, and I was helping around. So I worked at one job, and then a second job was trying out childcare just to see if I wanted to teach and stuff. I'll get into why I don't have, no longer have a diary. I will never have one. Person that gave me a diary read my diary when I was in 8th grade. Also read my stories, which I was like 80 pages. I was writing. It was front to back. I still got somewhere where I write stories. After that, because I was already having minor issues, but after that, I was like, yeah. When I thought back on it, that I will not ever be having. Not ever. I don't know what conversation of English that is, but I'm so tired. But I was like, yeah. We're not. We are not gonna have a diary, because people you think you can at least trust, you figure out you can't, so sorry, I'm just using so to just get away from all that, let's not have a diary. And I mainly keep to myself and my thoughts anyway. But I was like, yeah, we're not gonna. Oh, you can do all that. Okay, I don't have time for all that. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna do this on my own time. But I tried. Get in the frame. I tried having my own without a webcam. It's my first webcam. I had one on my laptop, but it wasn't great. I feel like the older one from 2014 is way better. Oh, excuse me. I was streaming about an hour ago. No, about an hour and a half ago. So pardon me. I thought, let me try this again, because I really wasn't too happy with how I wanted to go with. So this is just basically me just talking, having a conversation with myself about things of my life, things I think of, thoughts of, stuff like that, because I don't have a place to talk, and because unfortunately it could be associates, co-workers, friends, family. They could make you feel like you just don't have anywhere to go to. I feel like I need to talk more. Bring it closer. Whoa, that was an interesting back pain. So I was like, you know what? If I find somewhere for myself and try to make it comfortable, that'll be better. I'm sorry, I have a monitor here, camera up there, laptop here, mics here. So I was like, yeah, I'll try it, see what happens. I did, and like I said, I was just not happy with how it went, because at the time, and I realized I had a conversation with my mom a few days ago when I was house sitting for someone for a week for the first time ever. That was, yeah, sleep don't come easy. I told them, I think because I was starting out and I had an idea but didn't know what to do with that idea. And at the time I wasn't working due to physically and mentally just done. Even when I took a year and a month or two off, I still was like, when you think you're over something, you're not. And then you realize, oh man, this is still a problem. I need to figure out how to get through it. Wait, can I get out of this? Yeah. Huh? Oh. Hold up, guys. Playing the game on my Switch. I got like 6 months ago, 7 months ago. Like when I tell you, I had a share, and that share for us, well, for me, was to go to somebody else's house or with my oldest nephew, because I didn't have a game, like my own game. My mom bought me like a pre-used Wii, like maybe 2010, 2011, maybe, for Christmas. And then when the Wii U came out, my older sister, for the first time, bought me like a new game, like it was not used or anything. Didn't have, and it was Zelda Skyward Sword. They had their anniversary, and it came with that. So, and I still got it. Like, it's sitting over here. I still play with it. So, then 2020, so mind you, 2014, 2020, I bought a PlayStation 4. Not knowing that, because I was working, I stopped working 2 jobs, so I only worked 1 at that time. PlayStation 5 was coming out that same year. Who would have thought it? But I didn't have the Muna. I mean, and if I did, I wasn't spending that much money on that. I got stuff to do, and that ain't one of them. I'm somebody that buys what you need, and then buy what your needs first before your wants. So I will say that. And then 2020, like, I got this. So I ain't played until January, like the middle of January. So I work. So when did I? End of December. Yeah, after Christmas. I think it was December 27th. It came in the mail. And I try to use that gift cards and stuff that I get from childcare, from like Appreciation Day, birthdays, Christmas, graduation stuff. I just got some more because the kids, they graduated in May, but they still come to school. But now they're like slowly leaving, and it's weird for me because I'm used to having the same group of kids, so it's different. I'm trying to stay on topic. This is more of an introduction to me, so you'll figure out real soon that I'll just be like, oh, what am I about? Damn, I don't even know no more. Yeah. What is the back button? Oh. I keep doing that. I'm not used to this, that's why. I'm used to the Wii U. Okay. So my thoughts was, been a lot of thoughts in my head about what am I supposed to do, because I really was just living my life, and I'm not saying that it was like the greatest thing ever. I never, and I talk about this on my gaming channel, which I'm trying to figure out if I'm putting this on my gaming channel as well, because technically I'm still playing a game, you just can't see it. More of entertainment, I suppose. I don't know. What am I supposed to do? Like, there's no rule book, no guidance. Even when you do, you still gotta figure it out on your own, on what you are going to do with your life. And like I was trying to say, I was truly living day by day. I did not have it. I thought I didn't have a dream, but I remember when I was younger, my dream was to help people, animals, the planet. Like, if I could cure sickness, like, take it away with just to snap my fingers, I would have. But I realized in middle school that praying don't just help. Just gonna be honest. Like, there's a lot of people that pray and still get screwed over. And I felt like at a very young age, wow. You can pray all you want to and still feel like, is it enough? Is it going to change the world? Why isn't it working? Why is it taking, like, there's, I still here and there, because it is true, you can pray and ask, but you still gonna have to work to get it. Unfortunately, that is the life that we all live in. That there are people who do what they're supposed to do, or do what they, in a way that's modest. They pray, they read the Bible, they may or may not go to church, but still they doesn't matter as long as you believe in anything that's not evil, like that harms you or yourself or the world, animals, stuff like that. Fine. And then horrible things still happen to them. Like, so I was in middle school and I realized, because during middle school, 9/11 happened, DC sniper happened, anthrax happened, and being from the East Coast, that was all East Coast. So imagine you're 12 years old trying to figure out if your mom's going to come home because you got an idiot going around sniping people. Or, well, it wasn't for us, for kids, I can say that without a doubt. But you go to work and you went to work with these people and they're making you feel like you can't trust anything because what happened 9/11. Or you're too afraid to open up your mail because of anthrax, or there might be an explosive in a box. Like, that was the East Coast had to deal with a lot of stuff, and I was a kid at that time, and to have to deal with that is the same as, well, I can't even say it's the same, but like children that's forced to deal with adult issues like war. That's not their problem. That's yours. If you want to duke it out on your own. But when you bring innocent people in, I don't understand that. But that's here. That's for like a different topic, different conversation. But I had thoughts like that growing up as a kid. Even now. And I never thought, oh man, why do I think like this? Why am I so different? I just had these thoughts. I thought for me it was normal. Like, when it came to creativity, and even in school, I did not like doing what everybody else was doing. Like, when it came to history, do you know how many people made a difference in the world? We're still learning the same people. Talk about Black history, which all history should be all year long. Like, it shouldn't be just a 1 month thing. No, it happened. You talk about it. You have a conversation about it, discussion about it. You move on from it. You become better. I don't understand what's hard doing that, but hey. I was in 6th grade. And at the time, Black history, Madam C.J. Walker, Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, Michael Jordan, Michael Jackson, Allen Iverson. Why do we keep... And I got frustrated. And I told my teacher, is there anybody else? I don't want to do the same people. I'm tired of, like, we don't... And I should have known then and there that something was wrong with me. I can't even say something wrong with me. I was different, but I didn't know. I'm a kid. Why are we still talking about the same Black people? Like, is there nobody that did other great things? Like, I don't understand what's going on. And so we had media. This is around the time where I don't know about anybody else in school, but in early 2000s, I believe this was 2000. So I was in fifth grade, I think, when this happened, or 2001. And you know how anybody watched like the Today Show back in the day when it was is this what called? This is when the Twin Towers were still up with Al Roker, Nat, and the good old people back then when bald eagles were still in danger and people were trying to still save them. And you know how they would back to you and they will show like different scenes. Well, they was trying it out on computers, and they had a camera that was being introduced, a webcam. Now that I think about it, and they was using it from a different school within the city, and they was wondering because they were trying out connection. And at that time, we're like 5th, 6th grade. We don't know any of this stuff. Google didn't come out yet. It was still AOL and MSN. MSN or MNS? Because I remember in the mail, AOL would bring like the CDs, and I'm like, man, like every update you want to bring me a CD in the mail? I didn't even have a computer. But like I didn't grow up with box computers, so let's get that done. I grew up in the 90s. Maybe like the early 80s happened, but by 1995, my computer room didn't have that. So we still had floppy disks, and we went into the USB by the time I got in high school. But like, there was no such thing as a box computer for us. I did not see that anywhere. Like, even the library. Like, I knew what that was, but I personally didn't have one. So I can't go through nostalgia with that. That is something that I just don't know what, like, I know what it is, but like, that's more of a 80s, early 90s maybe. By the time 1995 came, the monitors that people seen in like their high school, middle school, we had monitors like that, like Dell. I don't know if Dell was out then back then, but like how Dell or I know my high school in Texas had the Apple one, so I don't know what people are doing. Like, I grew up in the middle of transitioning, so I knew what mixtapes and beepers were. I didn't know how to use that. I didn't know how to rewind VCR tapes and stuff, like to record stuff. And I know what that is because I seen it. My sisters had it. My mom. I don't know, like the typewriters, like the original ones, back in the day. Record players that with the what is those things called? The big CD things. Like my mom had one, but I grew up where by the time I went to kindergarten, they were like transitioning into things, so I didn't grow up with all that. But I never thought my thoughts were weird. Like, it wasn't like, oh man, why do I have all these thoughts? Like, I went to church because I had no choice. And I was extremely good at memorizing Bible verses and stuff. Like, we had a chalkboard. For like a certain amount of time, you had to read the chalkboard, and then they would erase the chalkboard. I'm sorry, I heard how I said that and didn't like how I said it. The chalkboard and if they called teachers were Mr. and Mrs. King, I know that's what their name. They were a married couple. They had a son, and they were really nice to me. And I feel like, even though there's some gripes about the church, I will say that it's weird that they will find things from, and it's not everybody, but there's things about myself I didn't know that I could do or was capable of doing. And I realized It was at church, and I have no recollection of how they found out. Like, like my memorization skills were so good, I've never lost memorizing Bible verses. Like we'll talk about it, and boys had one section, girls had another section, and then we'll come together after we eat, and then we'll play games. We'll sing songs in the morning, and when they came like once a week, and we would play a game, and whatever we learned from our Bible studies, they put it on the chalkboard. They give you time to erase it, and then I would go first, and they will point. My back is facing the board, right? I'm facing the crowd, and they would point, and I could remember based on what the direction was. I knew what the verses was on the entire chalkboard. Don't ask me how, but I knew all the verses, and I would get rewards for it. Like, I will say this, I don't know. There were certain things I don't know, it was a gift, talent that I just discovered. That somebody, I don't know how they found out, because I have no recollection. But I ended up in the choir too for like a couple of times. But like, I don't understand. Like, I wasn't the type of person to just be volunteering myself. I'm like, oh, I'll do it. No, I was not trying to do that. I'm sorry. I'm still trying to learn the camera and angles, and I'm like in and out, and I'm trying to make sure the mic can catch me. I don't know. I'm not gonna know until recording. When I'm done recording, how I sound, but there were things that I just did not agree with. Because it didn't make sense to me. But I never thought, oh man, something's wrong with me for having these thoughts. Like, once you get bullied and you just don't know why, those thoughts go in your head, like looking in the mirror. You're a kid. You don't really like, I mean, like you sit there and you just look at your appearance and be like, oh man, I'm beautiful. Or man, I gained some weight. You're a kid. You might look at your clothes, your hair, your eye color, stuff like that. Things that normal 4 or 5-year-olds would do. But I didn't really look in the mirror until maybe 6th, 7th grade, because I got bullied so much that I didn't understand why I was being bullied. Like, there was no reason. Whatever was their reason, I had no idea. And unfortunately, you tend to be bullied by your own race. So I have no problem saying this. I have never been bullied by any other race than my own. And my niece is the same way. And most people, my mom too, wasn't white people, wasn't Asian, wasn't Hispanic. I get along with them great. I don't know why. Like, and mind you, I found out I lived in a neighborhood that you just couldn't walk through. Like, you had to get permission, or you had to be cool with somebody related. I lived there, so it seemed like that. We have rose bushes, hydrangeas, vines growing, but it's called the projects. But Italians lived there as well before people actually of other races start living there. But I didn't realize till, let me get some water. Once I got older and like the bullying phases were done, I realized that growing up, even though these people were there before I was, they weren't allowed to go to houses outside of what was considered the projects. But I would. Like, when my sister brought it up about how she could go to different people's houses, but other people couldn't, and these were like the ones that lived there, but they was mean. I realized, like, wait, these people but the grandma wouldn't even let you go to church with them. That's when you know that's bad. You can't even go into the Lord's house. She don't even think you qualified to go. That's when I thought, well, that's something, because they grew up with the people that bullied me. But even when I wasn't, I was allowed to go to like one of my best friends. She was when I was growing up, she was Vietnamese. I had another friend Hispanic. They didn't let just anybody go in their house, and I realized the trend was those people that they grew up with known longer than me weren't allowed to go in their house, but I was. So that let me know then and there. They gotta be something good about me, right? I am naturally an introvert. Like, I came out the womb trying to go back in the womb. Like, nah, no one told you to, nah, we ain't doing this. I don't know you, lady that pushed me out. I don't know these doctors. I ain't trying to know y'all. I ain't trying to, what's going on right now? It was like the movie Look Who's Talking, but I'm not trying to talk. But, yeah, I've always been this way. So if anybody, please don't get offended if you invite me and I just don't go. That's just me. Like, I was a kid, a child, elementary. I don't even sleep at my at cousins' houses. If it's not immediate family, I'm not going. Only slept at one, and I think it's because I grew up with her, and she lived right next to me. Like, I literally can go off the porch, look directly across, and she was right there. I slept at her house with no problems. But like my other cousin, who is on my mom's side, it was uncomfortable. Like, I just don't feel comfortable. Like, I would be invited to go to a lot of quinceañeras, birthday parties that weren't quinceañeras. I don't drink at all, but have lunch, breakfast. Like, we should do lunch. We should not, because I'm letting you know right now, I ain't going. I'm not being mean or anything. That's just me. Like, if I go out, it's because I have to, and like, not like I don't like going outside. I do like getting air. Everybody should get air. Everybody should go hug a damn tree. Everybody should go walk in the park, ride your bike, roll it. I got all that. But I was working too much, and by the time I wanted to, I got injured. That's my timer. I'll go a little bit longer. That's at least 45 minutes, like under an hour. This is the introduction, so it's gonna be all over the place until we talk about some topics. I talk about some topics anyway. Like, it wasn't like I was super introverted when I was growing up. It became that way because I kept getting bullied. So I was bullied from 3rd grade, which I was 7 years old when I moved in July 1997, until I got out of high school. Even when I moved to Texas the first time, I was bullied. And I learned that it don't matter where you live. From projects to living in a suburban area. Is that suburban? Living in houses, it didn't matter. People were going to be people regardless. And guess what? Race was still bullying me, even in a different state. My own black. Like, that's insane, because I was not. Like, okay, I think they still do it. Like, you'll see like a gang of black people in school, and then like middle school, high school, and unfortunately, get like the Asian, one Hispanic, that's with the other friends is Hispanic, and that one white kid is with the other black kids. And in my head, I'm like, if you step out of bounds, you know you're getting beat up and bullied, right? But you with them to make yourself look cooler, and you're not. You just don't know that it can. And I just sit in my head like, you just with the wrong crowd. Like, you think you're cool with them, but I can tell you that somebody has their own race. They will do you dirty too. That's weird. Like, that's not even weird. That's just sad, because the amount of people that have said the same thing is usually by your own race. Insane. So I'm doing an introduction of myself. I have no problem saying it because it's been me forever. But it's not like I have not liked boys of my same. They're about the same complexion, a little bit lighter. But one was really rude when I moved back to Texas. His name is Reggie. Reginald, his real name. What is that? What is that name? Why? You're too young to have that name. Like you that sounds like an accomplishment of an old person. You sound like you've been around since dirt. What things I could have said. I do remember cussing him out and his on and off snappy-tooth girlfriend in 8th grade. And when I tell you, I was already having problems in 7th grade because a lot of things I didn't realize until I became a teenager, like 18 maybe, 17, that adults in my life weren't being the adults. And I was lacking a lot of things that adults should have been doing for a child when they go to school, when they get home. Like, a lot. Like, when I tell you I had to basically raise myself to figuring out what was wrong and right. Like, my conscience, I guess that's a good thing. My conscience would not allow me to do the things other kids were doing. Like, me, I was somebody like the reactions. Like, before there was Punk, like Ashton Kutcher, like, I like reactions of people. Like, I would do things just to see a reaction. Like it's now it's there and now it's not. You're trying to figure out where to go to begin with. Stuff like that. But, like, not to the point where I'm harming people. Like, I grew up with kids. By the time they went to high school, they was already in jail. Because they most likely deserved it. And after coming back and hearing the stories I heard, they deserved it. Like, I come from the era where hands were still known as a weapon. Like, so I try my best to stay away from people like that. But I stopped doing it. I kind of do it here and there. But I remember I used to every day just pray that the world be a better place. But then, like I said, back to back things were happening by the time. Like, I actually visited the Twin Towers. And I think a month and maybe 2 weeks later, that happened. And when I saw the amount of things that were not only happening to me, but people around me, it was like, what's the point? Because there's people to me who are faithful and they still get screwed over. And I was like, wow. It takes a lot more than just praying in the world we live in. And before, I didn't feel like I had to, like, imagine you in 8th grade and your math teacher is basically your counselor, and you have to write a diary of what was going on in your house. When I first moved to Texas, like, it was 7th grade was rebellion. And it wasn't even rebellion. It was more like when you're a kid, you don't know what anxiety or frustration, depression, stuff like that. You don't know. I know for a fact I didn't have depression, but I did have frustration and a lot of anger because I was bullied constantly. Out of school, in school, I couldn't go to the store. I literally would sit there and I would see people from a distance, and I don't even know if they were friendly or not, and I would just take the long way on purpose because I just didn't have. Like, I had so many angry thoughts, like pushing people in front of a car. And it wasn't like innocent people. It was the ones who were just horrifically horrible. So it made me more introverted. Like, it wasn't like I wasn't doing things. I was really good doing projects. Like, I'll say that. Like, projects I like to do. I like being very creative. I like being different. I like thinking outside the box. I like being like, oh, there's other ways to do things. That's just me. I'm still playing this game. It's a puzzle, like Candy Crush almost, but with fruit. But it made you feel like, well, me anyway, can't talk to nobody. Like, even in family, your family, some of them will sit there and tell your business. And I don't you hate that? If I'm telling you, it don't mean tell everybody. Like, it's for a reason why I'm telling you. You're telling me for a reason, right? Which I'm the type of person, I don't know why. People feel the need that they can just come to me and tell me stuff. And I'm like, do I come across as somebody that it seems reliable in that? But I also, I guess maybe because it'd be parents too. And I'm sitting here like, or even children, they'll do and say things that would mean that they won't say with like the lead teacher. And I'm like, are we buddies? Like, you will see me and think at work, I worked at different jobs, and you would say, oh man, she's like a really, outgoing. I am not. I just know I have to play the role. And it's not like I'm being, like, I'm learning not to have to, not learning, I gotta interact with people regardless. So I can't just be sitting in the house all day. And no offense, I can't stay in my room. It gets really, like, I gotta look at the sun. I gotta breathe some air. Like, I'm not that introverted where I can't go and just walk to the mailbox, something. I don't know how people just stay cooped up in the house all day. Like, I gotta have the windows open. Like, I like fresh air. Even when it's raining, I put the blinds up, something. I can't just be sitting in the damn dark. Like, I need something. But yeah. At first, for a very long time, I wasn't thinking, oh man, I need a place to talk to or therapy or anything like that. I was really living day by day. Like, I did not have my aspirations was not to be what my family is. Like, I need to become better, but it wasn't like I knew how to do that, because I grew up in a house where I found out late in life, very talented people, like artists, like they can draw. Like, I just found out my oldest nephew can draw anime characters. I didn't even know he took art in high school. I'm like, for what? That means you already had some talent. My oldest nephew, my youngest niece can definitely draw. My sister I live with now, I knew she can draw since I was in before I was in elementary school. Her daughter can draw. My oldest niece wanted to design clothes. I don't know why she didn't. She drew them, and my youngest niece can actually sew. My mom can sew. I found that my mom used to bake. She was good at baking from scratch. Like, I have athletes. But when you're playing outside, you don't realize it. You just think, oh, they just can't catch me. The only time, I'm going to tell you this, the only time I wasn't bullied is when I had to do a project, like a solo one, like science fair group projects. And when it came time for gym, because you want me on your team. That's not me being brat. I played outside. Like, we played football, we played dodgeball, we played baseball, I played soccer, I played field hockey, I played floor hockey. And this is not me in any teams, that's just me being outside as a kid. I played hide and go seek, hide and go butterbee, freeze tag, TV tag, any type of tag. Volleyball, basketball, name it, I did it. Like bowling, juggling. We learned that in the school I went to for elementary and middle school. I did it. But it wasn't like I knew, oh man, I'm really athletic. I was a kid. I was being a kid. I just thought, yeah, I'm just fast. And don't let me play jump rope, double dutch. Like, I had to learn double dutch late, but I picked it up. Like, I taught myself how to do pogo stick. I taught myself how to rollerblade. I'm not talking about the forward, I'm talking about the line. Like inline skates. Like, I used to get on, I like to be fast. Like, getting on a bike, like running while I've got the bike in my hand. and then jump on it, jump off it, try and do. Yeah, that was me. Like, I also play with Barbies and stuff, but I also like doing stuff like that too. Like anything that was catching, running, that was me. But no one said like, oh man, you should invest it. Like there were kids that did like gifted and talented programs, but they did it because they were A's and B's. It's not like a program that actually see that, oh man, that girl or that boy got the potential to do something really good regardless of grades. They went there because they had A's and B's. And it made me feel like, well, am I not good enough? Do I not got anything? I tried to, like, I kept B's, I kept A's and B's, but I didn't go there. That's why I'm like, that program, now I'm talking about it, I never thought about that. Those people that were really smart, I know for a fact, that's just because I grew up with them. I was more creative. I'm somebody that thinks out the box. I don't like doing the same things as everybody else. I'm somebody that questions everything. You don't make sense. I need you to make sense of it. But I was also trying not to stand out. Like the only time you're going to see me stand out is when I got a report to do, a project to do, gym. We'll be outside. That's it. That's not me trying. That's just the type of person that I am. Like, I will say I'm a very hard worker, but like, learning that you also need to learn to work smarter because you sitting there busting your ass. And you're still just I literally, there's a lot. I'm not trying to unload too much. I'm already like, I'm good now that I'm going on a task and a topic and I'm staying on it as much as possible because I'll literally forget like, what was I talking about? And I'm tired. So kudos for me. There's much more that I can talk about, but I just really wanted to figure out what can I do? Like, what is my purpose? Like, people sitting there like, you need to find your purpose. God is calling you, and or angels, whatever, or what is that? Because if I don't know what that is. Like, I know what it's not. Like, I'm learning that just because I'm good at it don't mean I need to stay at it. Because I could be good, or you could be good at a lot of things, but that's just not your purpose, your calling, whatever that means. Like, whatever you're supposed to do in life. And I'll say this. I'm not sure about, I say I'm a little bit more compared to people around me. Because I don't believe in coincidences. Like, everything's a damn coincidence. No. Seeing a bunch of numbers, dreams, that's something for another topic to talk about and stuff like that on my Road to Me digital diary. But, like, there are things that I just can't deny. That, like, but from seeing on my own when it comes to stuff like that, and I'm like, yeah, it was again? Like, I'm seeing the same thing again? I'm having dreams I've never had dreams of again? Like, deja vu that's not really deja vu. Numbers that, I'm like, again? Like, I'm starting to see a lot. Like, before, it was just, like, my birthday. But now it's a whole bunch of other stuff. And talking to certain people in my family, I found out a lot more than I ever knew. Because no one talked to me about this stuff. I was in the dark about stuff like this. So to see that and hear all these things that I didn't know spiritually and all that stuff, it like made me think about some stuff in my past that actually happened as a kid when I was getting bullied. Like, I feel like I know for a fact I was being protected, but then it just stopped. And I don't know why. And when I moved back here, it came back again, but in different waves. We'll get into that. as well later on. But yeah, for now that's my introduction. I am Gemini. This is Gemini Talks. This is a series called Road to Me, where I am trying to figure out my purpose, because I know right now this ain't it. Not in the way that it should be. Like, there's other things that I would like I am taking a risk doing this, which for me is a lot, because I just, like, I'm in the in between of taking the risk and not, no, taking the risk, yeah, and being comfortable. And I have to, and right now I'm not even nervous, I'm just tired. That I was streaming too, so, me doing this, me putting doing a webcam is a risk for me. Because unfortunately, you can do something that's actually your purpose, and then because of your job, if they find out, they fire you. Which is insane to me, because to me it's like, who am I hurting? I'm not hurting myself, I'm not hurting you, and not hurting other people. But it makes you feel like you still got to put food on the table, you still need necessities. And you're trying to figure out yourself. You don't know if you're doing a hobby. Is this hobby going to turn into something big? And then all of a sudden, your main job gets taken. Your main job gets taken from you, and you didn't do nothing wrong. Because somebody just happened to see you, and it's like, oh, she does this, he does that. Like, what are you doing? Apparently nothing if you scrolling down the the fact that I am hardly nowhere on the radar and you just spot me, that means you was really damn bored. You how? But like this is a risk for myself, because I'm talking about myself. And if people just happen to hear and like relate, awesome. Because I'm at this point in my life where I don't got time for no stupid stuff that comes out nobody's mouth, because I'm at this point where I know for a fact I am extremely dangerous, toxic with what I can say. I just choose not to, because I know. Like I'm about to fall asleep. Like I can feel it. I'm trying to hurry up. Because I'm trying to figure myself out too. I don't got time to be trying to figure out everybody too. So I'm just here for me at the moment. If I come in contact with you and we make a good connection, hey, I am all for that. As long as somebody can teach me and have some positive energy. There's a lot of things in my family that have not taught me much, because they don't even know it. They're finding out for themselves. I don't have that type of connection about things in life that I should know. Kids should know this when they go to school, and we just don't got the knowledge, because people would rather feed us lies and play a shrink and hypnotize us into thinking that things didn't happen when it did happen. It happened. Just get over it and do better. I am somebody that I would rather know and then be like, I know what not to do. Oh, or I know what to do. So, and that's why I'm here. I'm just trying to figure out what to do. Because I'm at my rope's end. I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know if I'm supposed to do this because of what I'm seeing. And I felt something that I've never felt ever in my entire life. And I'm like, no, I'm just going to try it, see what happens. I just feel like I feel like I'm beyond lost, or I am in the right direction. They don't feel like it. I don't know. That is the main reason why I'm doing the things that I'm doing now, so I can figure out what am I supposed to do, because I just don't know. But what I do know is that I gotta go to bed. I do know that, because I'm so tired. I feel like I'm watching a drunk uncle, and he's trying to talk, but he can't talk because he's sitting there like he's swerving from drinking. So the conversation's going everywhere, and I feel like I know I'm shutting down. Like, it's getting bad. I need to go. This is bad. But I think I'm gonna try a different angle with the camera. I'm glad I still had the stuff up from a year ago, because I have not used this. I have not done. There's a lot to talk about, a lot to digress. digest a lot that has. And sometimes I'm gonna play a video game to help me, instead of just sitting here doing nothing. And then sometimes I'm just gonna talk and put something in the background. It's a lot. And I talk to my modder, I talked to my mod Blizzard, who's been here with me for about, or on this journey. Like, my path has apparently, I don't know, there's new streets and it's all connected to this path, and they building buildings and the grass and plants and trees and on this desert that I was on. I don't know, but he has been on it, and he has been giving me positive feedback. Like, I think to let me, like, one time he texted me not too long ago and said, I felt like you just needed to hear that somebody do support you. And I don't know what that feels like, because I've never been told that. Like, there's a lot to talk about. Like, I don't know how to receive, like, positive comments because I don't get them. Like, the most I get, like, she's really hardworking. I know, but I'm tired of just being hardworking, because my hardworking gets taken advantage of. Because you think because I work so hard, I'm going to keep working so hard for you. No. What about me? I'm tired. I'm so tired right now. But yeah, I'm just trying to figure stuff out. About to be an hour. I'm going to make this short. This has been Gemini Talks. Thank you all so much for being here. For those that will be watching, I'm going to run it back and see how it went with audio and all that. I'm using a different system, so give me some time. I'm still learning things. I will say that I have gotten a whole lot better, because my thought process wasn't there when I was doing it, and I realized the things that I could do for $3.99, because I can't afford to be sitting there paying for every little thing when my bills cost more than my paycheck. That's real talk. But like I said, that's a different story for another time. Thank y'all so much for listening. Those who will be listening, I'm sorry if I went like Pac-Man, which will be another game I'll be playing too. I'll see if I'll put that on the screen as I talk as well. I feel like that'd be kind of cool for you guys to just relax, listen. As I'm doing an introduction as well, I don't got time for, like, if you had a bad day, so did anybody else. I don't got time if you put something on the comment section and you just want to be rude, because I can be rude too. I could be evil. Believe me, fun fact, people who've been bullied can be a lot more, they could be disgusting. And I try not to be that way, because I know what I can become, and I'd rather not become that. So if I see something that I just don't like, I'm just going to delete it. Like, I'm human, and I'm allowed to do that. Like, I can read what you said, but that don't mean I got to sit there and keep looking at shit. So I'm going to delete it. You can do the same thing too. Like, we can all die tomorrow. You going to spend your time being a keyboard warrior, or you going to do something about it? Because, like, I'm trying to figure out my own life right now. I ain't got time trying to figure out yours. Like, if I somehow help you in the journey that I am all for that. But what I am not going to be about is negativity. Like, I have my own negative thoughts that I try to push to the side. I don't need nobody else's. Like, on the for real. I ain't got time for that. I don't have the energy more like it. Like, I'm at a place where so much stuff has happened to me, a lot more within the last 3 to 4 years of me living here, and this is what, 7 years? I just went on 7. Yeah, 7 years. So what? 3 of them wasn't that horrible compared? I don't got the energy for it anymore. Like, I'm either cuss you out, ignore you, or slap the crap out of you. I don't know. But what I'm not going to do is entertain it. Because if I don't bring you that energy, don't bring that energy over here. That's my introduction. There you go. Let's get that point blank clear. Let's get that out the way. I don't want nobody being like, oh my God, she's so mean, but no, I could be mean. I don't want to be mean. But if I have to go out of character, which is, I feel like you should just embrace everything that's about you, because that's not you going out of character. That's just what you're going to have to do to some people out there in the world. You just can't be nice to everybody. But yeah, this has been Gemini Talks. This has been an hour. Thank you so much. I will not hold up any more of your time for those that will be watching. I will figure out how to work different angles and stuff like that, because I can see it was bothering me a little bit. Like for Sheena, it was fine. But until I get like a better, so I get like a better, I'm still working on stuff that I'm trying to get, I'm saving up for with each paycheck, because I know for a fact I can't rely on what I got. And if I want to do something more in my life, it costs money. With the job I got and how much my bills cost because of certain things that I will get into another time, I'm going to take my time to get it. Y'all have a beautiful, wonderful rest of your night, morning, evening, afternoon, depending on what part of the world you are in. This has been Gemini Talks. This series wrote to me as I tried to figure out things in my life. I apologize if the audio is a bit weird. It's in and out, kind of low. I don't know. I did some recording in different ways just to see. So hopefully it is fine for you guys. I will catch you guys later. Thank you so much. Have positive energy. Be around you. And all the other beautiful stuff. I'm so tired. Bye, guys. I will catch you guys next time. I am tired as I don't know what. I promise you. I'm about to pass out right here.